Okay, Monster the Savage. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yes, Monster Savage.
Well, I just want to introduce myself. First of all, thank you so much for coming in today. BYB therapy is just what you need. You know, this therapy interview, we're going to have a breakthrough. And I'm all about transparency. Okay? You ready?
Let's go.
Let's begin. So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you from?
Originally I'm from Jamaica, Queens, Southside Jamaica, Queens. But I spent the most half my life down south in various different places. So I tell people from a little bit everywhere.
Okay. So did you grow up mostly in New York or was it half and half?
It was exactly half and half.
Okay.
I just moved back up here about 4 years ago.
So what part of down south were you in?
The last place, or you want me to go down the list? How many places?
Let's hear the places. Where have you been? Where have you traveled to?
Christ. Florida, Tampa, Florida. It's one of my favorite places. It's where my mother decided to stay at. Okay. So I visit that place a lot. It's like I played with a couple of places out there. Private Village, Palmer, a lot of places like that. I moved to Mississippi.
Interesting, Mississippi.
Yeah, Mendenhall, Mississippi. It's the smallest town you want to see.
How do you spell that? Crooked letter, crooked letter.
Another crazy, 2 more crooked letters out there.
2 more crooked.
It's a fact. It's a fact.
What did you like most about Mississippi?
Food.
Okay. So I'm just curious. Growing up as a kid, like what type of kid were you?
Larger than life. That's what my mother would say. That's where I got the name Monster from.
Okay. So monster in a good way, or were you like a monster in a bad way and didn't transition into a good way?
Neither and both. Either or. Whatever the situation was, that's what I was a monster at.
You just would attack it.
That's a fact.
Okay, that's very interesting. I was actually wondering why they called you Monster.
Maybe.
So I'm also curious about this because you're a pretty big dude. You know, I saw your video. I think it was a Clan Shit video. It's the new single you have, right?
Yeah, Clan Shit.
I liked it, but what I noticed about the video, when you were on the roof, your big ass feet, I'm just very curious as to what size you wear. But you know what? Before you even answer that, I want to guess. I think you wear an amphibian O'Neal size 12.
What is the hell?
Am I right?
Amphibian O'Neal size 12.
Am I correct, sir?
Yes, you're right.
See, you know what? I know my stuff. I know my stuff. When I saw them big ass Ronald McDonald belts, I was like, that's the amphibian Shaquille O'Neal 12.
The only thing you can say about my things is you ain't got these though.
You absolutely right. You are absolutely right. That's some exclusive stuff just for you.
Shit, even the ones I got on right now.
Listen, you didn't move the rug about 5 or 6 times and I didn't say anything. Okay?
Oh, you said what?
You moved my rug a few times. The rug in my office. You
you gotta
moved it a few times.
Okay.
Now let's get back to this interview. Enough about your big ass feet. We kind of went off on a tangent. Not to be cliche, but I want to know about your musical influences.
Music influence.
Yes, and they don't actually have to be a person.
The reason why the only thing I'm really influenced by is something that's original. So when I go down the line of who influenced me is somebody that people that either created something different and I was being followed by everybody else. Alright, so the oldest band, one of my favorite bands, are the Isaac Brothers.
Okay.
Those are some of the people that kind of jump through time. That's kind of what I like to try to take with me and move with whatever the time is. Because, music is going to be forever anyway. But yeah, that's one of the people who I'm definitely influenced by as far as music and sound and trying to change the sound of my voice and stuff like that. Are the Isaac Brothers and Ron Isaac, of course, with one of the most original voices.
That's definitely interesting.
Yeah.
So there aren't any other MCs or rappers who've influenced you? It's the Isaac Brothers?
Well, that's as far as why am I doing music, but as far as influencing me to like these rappers who I listen to, yes. I listen to Future. I listen to him, right? Okay. The only reason why I listen to this man.
I know why. It's because he has dreads?
No. Only reason why I listen to him because I know for a fact I can't act or sound like him ever. what I'm saying? He has a whole complete different style. So only thing I could take from him, that's right. Only thing I could take from him is inspiration instead of copying a style like most of these rappers out here do.
Okay. So question, do you always smoke when you, is this your first therapy session first of all?
No, yeah, I'm nervous.
Okay, you
Can
know what?
I like the
I'm
blunt?
not opposed to it. Do your thing.
Hold
Do
on,
your thing.
hold
Make sure you pass that shit.
I'm like, okay.
Mr. Monster the Savage.
Mm-hmm.
You're an original inventor.
Creative.
You're an original creator, pardon me.
Mm-hmm.
But I kind of feel like you're a bit of an asshole sometimes. But you know what? In this industry, that's needed. Now, by me saying that I feel like you're a bit of an asshole, how does that make you feel?
I'm okay with it. If it means originality and creativity, I'm okay with it.
Your next single,
Mm-hmm.
word on the street is that it's called Major Life Advice.
That's right, major life advice.
Okay. And I'm just curious because, you know, nowadays titles are short, you know, and that's not a lot of words, but it's a big statement.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Where did that come from? What was the movement behind it or the influence?
It really goes taking major life advice from the hood drug dealer. It really is just a sting on people that I know is listening to it. You know, the culture that we have is rap culture. That's my culture. Good with the good and the bad, right? So I'm talking to people that understand who a hood drug dealer is or what a hood drug dealer might be to them. And I took some major life advice from said person, which most people do, because like, who you looking up to in the hood anyway? They know really dad's nowhere, so you really looking at it. Most of the time, it's a hood drug dealer that gave you some advice.
So, does that mean you have some experience with being a street pharmacist or a hood drug dealer?
Oh, no, most definitely not. That was never my. That was never my life.
But you would get advice from them.
Mm-hmm.
And what type of advice would they give you?
Major life advice.
Anything specific that had a major influence in what you do daily?
Daily, yeah, of course. I got these rules and these codes embedded in my head. But when I was talking about this song specifically, the song is going to basically someone that gave me a bit of advice that did change the whole path of my life. I could definitely be a whole different kind of monster if I didn't take this advice.
Interesting. So I'm curious to know, are you solely focused on being an artist, or is being an artist a stepping stone for you?
Being an artist is definitely a stepping stone. I always try to say myself I'm a creator. Because artists, they do, you know, one or two things and then they branch out, but creators do all kinds of things at all times. I've been an engineer, I've produced beats. This rapping thing was pretty much fun for me. Yeah.
So what is next for you? What's the next fun thing you're going to get into?
I actually wrote my own treatment to the video Major Life Advice, so it's probably going to be something towards film. Probably writing film song plays for movies.
Okay. And I overheard a conversation of you saying that you no longer wanted to shoot the typical type of video. You said you wanted to now shoot, I believe it was more cinematic type videos. And why the change? Why the transition?
One, because my main goal and focus is to be as different and as creative as people that are around me in this culture that we call hip hop and music culture, period. So I see what's going on. I see there's an influx of the same type of things, so I literally go the opposite way, whatever it is. Usually I find something brand new, something I nor anybody else has ever seen.
Okay. So, just out of curiosity, do you have any favorite features that are going to be on your EP?
Yeah, definitely. I got my man King Vamp from Delaware.
Okay.
I got dude named Rolly from Atlanta. It's a guy I worked with when I was an engineer. Funny thing, and he's definitely gonna be on that. We got I got Audible from the doing BYBNC right now. He blessed me with a track. Definitely.
What about Flawless? Because I know you guys were working on some things before.
We did a single. We did a single. It's up to the label for that single to be on that EP though. So I really honest with that.
I'm gonna pass this back to you, sir.
I hope it's on the track. So how that song that we did a video to that song. Song called Get On Your Feet, me and Flo. Flawless Leon.
Sounds like someone has a call to make. Okay, so Monster, I just wanna dig a little deeper because like I said before in the beginning, I'm all about transparency. How does my breath smell? I know, like flowers. Okay. So what I wanna know now is about your love life. Do you have a special woman, special someone in your life?
I got a savage mama.
You have what?
I have a savage mama. That's what I have.
Could you explain that to your audience so they can get to know you better?
Oh man, if I'm Monster the Savage mama only has to be right next to me, right?
So
someone who beats the 100% level of who Monster the Savage is, which is very hard to do.
do you have that? Okay. And do you have just one?
I have one that's called Savage Mama. The others, those are like not sexual relationships, you know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So do you have children?
Yes, I do.
How many children do you have?
I have 5 children, 5 beautiful children.
Okay, all boys, girls?
3 boys, 2 girls.
Awesome. And what do they think about you as an artist? Do they listen to your music?
One of them does, which is strange to me.
How old is it a boy or a girl?
The boy.
How old?
He's 9.
And he likes your music?
Yeah.
And how did that make you feel?
I feel like I was on the right path a long time ago. Because I had asked myself, what do I want to portray myself as to be? Is what do I want to put out, the creator, what do I want to create, and who I want to create it for, who can listen to it. Like I curse, I say a lot of stuff that probably they say children shouldn't hear, but they hear all the fucking time. You know what I'm saying?
Monster the Savage. You said you were from down south, right? 50-50?
50-50.
Okay, so you're from New York, from down south. And you talked about Mississippi. I just found it interesting. To me, this has a relation to you, may not make any sense, but just go with it, okay? Are you ready? So you're from down south, and I'm just curious to know, are you a vegetarian?
I jump back and forth. You try to stay away from meats. Yeah.
When you were down south, were you a vegetarian?
Not really.
So that means you did have beef down south. Okay. Okay. So tell us about that beef. How does that make you feel?
Loaded? I don't know. The beef you talk about, beef. Yeah, I mean, you know, burgers and fries.
Interesting.
That kind of beef.
Avoiding the true meaning. Okay, next question. And remember, keep an open mind. I'm all about transparency. There's no need to be embarrassed. Okay, I'm a therapist. This is what I do here. Okay?
Okay.
Just say the first thing that comes to your mind.
All right.
This may be a trigger for you. I'm ready. Since you are an artist, and people may have seen your videos, you know, they may know you by mutual friends and go on your IG. What's your IG, by the way?
Monster the Savage.
Monster the Savage, okay. But since people may recognize you, because you have you have content out there. You have 2 singles and a video, and you're about to come out with another one, you know, so you have stuff out there. So since people are recognizing you, has anyone ever confused you for Terry McMillan?
It's Terry McMillan.
Okay. Has anyone ever confused you for Ariana Gonzalez?
I don't know who that is.
Okay, interesting.
I mean, are they actors?
Just do a little Google search when you leave here.
Sure.
Okay, and for my final roundup questions, and I'm just curious, this just helps me understand you better because I'm all about transparency. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
So you said you had 5 children, correct?
that's right.
Okay, so how many baby mamas do you have, or is it just one baby mama?
No, I got 5.
Plus 5. It's 10. 5 and 5, we call it
College
10.
son?
Okay, so you have 5 baby mothers, 5 children. That's 10 children. So have you ever gotten in trouble with your baby mothers? Have there been any entanglements?
There were many entanglements, yeah. That's usually how the babies came.
Okay, understood.
Yeah. I've obviously had to put those entanglements behind me, you know. Is this the red table? No, it's white. Okay.
No, sir, don't try
I just
avoiding the
wanted
question.
to check what
Don't
was-
worry. No, the table is fine.
All right.
Don't worry. Okay, we are making.
But maybe I was in a different place.
No. All right, well, that's all the questions I have for you for right now. And listen, I think you did really well. I appreciate your openness and your transparency, you know, and I just want you to go forth and just do your thing, you know?
All right. So,
Do your thing, don't be scared, just go out there and just do what you gotta do.
all right. Now? Right now?
I mean, if you want, just, you know, do your thing, just do what you need to do.
All right. Okay. On Bybnyc. Right? That's-
Thank you.
All right.
And remember the retainer.
Okay.
Thank you. Leave the blood.